Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me with my art lesson. So today is the last weekend of Endometriosis Awareness Month, and it's the day of the online virtual worldwide Endo March. We normally, every year in this month, in March, at the end of the month, we go on street and we do the march in town in London. But because we cannot do it now. The cause is the coronavirus, of course. So we're not allowed to go on straight. But we decide on today, because the Endo March is supposed to going on today. But we decide to do anyway a kind of like a march, an online march. I'm supporting today Endometriosis Awareness Month, and I'm standing in solidarity online for the 1 in 10 with endometriosis, and I am one of them. Is a condition, just to let you know quickly what it is. Endometriosis is a condition where cells, like the ones in the lining on the womb, the uterus, are found elsewhere in the body, and it causes very chronic and it is actually a very chronic and debilitating condition that causes painful or heavy period. And what you can suffer of, the symptoms that you can have, the chronic pain, lack of energy, or you can have depression, and you can isolate, so isolation as well, because of these heavy, very uncontrollable pain. And so today I'm dedicating my art lesson to all the women out there suffering of endometriosis. And to be honest, I'm gonna dedicate this lesson to all of you as well, and to let you know a little bit more about endometriosis as well. I'm quickly telling to all my Italian friends what this lesson is for, and I'm using my Italian, of course. So, questa è l'ultima settimana dedicata alla conoscenza dell'endometriosi. È praticamente, normalmente noi facciamo una marcia a Londra durante questo mese, alla fine di questo mese ogni anno, solo che ovviamente causa coronavirus non possiamo andare in piazza. Ma abbiamo deciso comunque di portare questa marcia online. Che cos'è? Per dirvi insomma in sostanza che cos'è l'endometriosi. L'endometriosi è una condizione dove praticamente le cellule all'interno dell'utero viaggiano praticamente, anziché essere buttate via durante il tuo periodo, vanno a ritrosi, quindi si vanno a posizionare all'interno del tuo utero, fuori da dove normalmente dovrebbero essere. E quindi questa condizione diventa cronica, ovviamente, e debilitante, perché comunque causa dolore e un periodo un periodo mestruale molto forte. Ovviamente i sintomi a cui si va incontro sono un dolore appunto cronico, un abbassamento dell'energia, quindi non si ha tanta energia, la depressione e l'isolamento, perché tutte queste condizioni, quindi il dolore, il periodo mestruale faticoso, insomma, portano una condizione a livello cerebrale e psicologica appunto di depressione e di isolamento. Questa lezione la dedico ovviamente a tutte le donne fuori di lì che soffrono di endometriosi, compreso me stessa, perché io sono una delle 10 donne che soffrono di endometriosi, ma ovviamente voglio dedicarla a tutti voi, perché voi possiate essere a conoscenza di che cos'è l'endometriosi e enjoy la mia lezione. Right, okay, so let's go ahead. I'm carrying with my lesson now, and today, because the symbol of endometriosis for the charity in Italy is the sunflower, I'm going to draw a sunflower, but also I'm drawing at the bottom here the symbol, international symbol for endometriosis. Quindi ragazzi, sto disegnando il girasole, perché è il simbolo appunto della charity che è in Italia. Il simbolo sotto al girasole disegnerò ovviamente il simbolo internazionale dedicato appunto all'endometriosis. Let's go! So, I'm taking my, sorry guys, right, so I'm using my Sharpies again. Sorry, I'm using this, but you have to use pencil and rubber, of course. Then we're going to use watercolor pencils. You need light green, dark green. That's for the petals, and two type of brown, so light brown and dark brown. And then for the leaves, we're going to use, that's for the sunflower, yeah? We're going to use green. I use three different greens. So the darkest one, the middle one, and the middle one, which is this, then the light one. And then paintbrush. I'm using two sides of paintbrush like this. Water pot, sorry. And I'm using glue. I'll show you later on. I'm going to use glue, poppy seeds, and two type of brown, which are the goldish brown, which is this, sorry, yeah, and dark brown. So that's at the end. And then for the glue, I'm using different paintbrush because the glue is quite strong, so we won't really damage the good paintbrush. So I'm going to use the one that we normally don't use to paint. So we're going to use one of those. Right, let's start. So let's draw the sunflower on the top of your paper. So I'm going to do, first of all, circle. Yeah, that's the first circle. That's the middle of the sunflower. Then, I hope you can say, yeah. So I'm going to double-sided circle shape. So I'm going to do another circle in the middle. Yep, right. And I'm going to do another one in the middle, which is a tiny one. Yep, now I'm starting to do the petals. The petals, they have to look like the leaves shape, because the leaf shape, if you see, it's quite thin at the bottom, and it becomes quite thick on the top. So that's what I'm going to do with the sunflower petals. I'm going to start from here, so I'm going to make a thin line, and it becomes a little bit bigger on the top. I curve the shape on the top, so it's enlarged a little bit, and I'm going to go back again. And I repeat this one next to. I leave a tiny gap in between, and I do another one with the same technique, the same way. Yeah, so it looks like a balloon when it's not there is no air inside. So it looks like the beginning of the balloon, yeah. Before we blow the balloon inside. So now I'm going to leave another gap, and I repeat. So I'm going to do that one until the end of the other side, yeah. And I repeat. I leave the gap. I repeat the same shape. Make sure that the shapes looks like the balloon, yeah. And please do the end of the petals not pointed but rounded. I'm going to do another one. If you're doing different shape of your petals, doesn't matter. I mean different size, I meant to say. Yeah, doesn't matter. That's what we want to do. Again, I'm going to leave a gap, and the reason why I'm leaving the gap in between is because we have to fill that gap with other petals, the one that's hiding behind. I'm going to do another one here. I'm going to do another one here. And the last one. Yeah. They are the first petals of our sunflower. Now I can start to do the petals hiding behind. So I'm starting here. So basically what I'm doing, I'm just drawing the top. I'm just drawing the top of the petal, yeah, because the bottom is hiding behind, so you won't really see it. Yeah, and I'm drawing the petals in between each gaps. Do you know the gaps that we left? So that's where all the rest of the petals, they have to be done, sorry. Doing here, and here, and here, and here. I'm going on again till the end of the other side. Doesn't matter again if you do different sides. Okay, now for each petals we're gonna draw 2 lines on the bottom and 1 on the top. So on each petal I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The one hiding behind as well. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So 2 lines at the bottom of the petal and 1 on the top. 2 lines and 1. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. We can make a song as well. So 2 and 1. 2 and 1. So it's not that difficult, isn't it? 2 and 1. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. And you have to repeat that one to each individual petal. So 2 and 1, 2 and 1, and the last one for me. Yep, right. So we have this kind of shapes, and it creates kind of like the idea of movement of the petals, the 3D effect of the petals. Now we can start to do the leaves behind the flower. So what I'm going to do, or I suggest you to do actually, is to draw the shape of the leaves. We're going to do a big one here on the right hand side. Yeah, and I'm going to do a very light line. So for you to wrap it out when we create the right shape, yeah? So on that shape, which looks like, what does it look like? A beak, a long beak, isn't it? Very big, fat beak of maybe parrots or anything. So let's do, so we're going to do 1, 2, we're going to curve each sides of the leaves, except for the top, which has to be pointed, yeah? And then we're going to repeat the tiny little curves on the other side. In the middle, we're going to make a straight line touching the bottom of the leaf, so the one behind, going all the way up to the top, the pointed one. Now we're going to draw, I'm not going overlap the petal, but I'm going on, basically I'm going to touch the end of the petal, I'm going to go up. And then I'm going to make another shape here. That's basically this shape. When I go on the other side, I'm not going to do the shape here, yeah? But I'm going to leave a tiny gap and I carry on to make. That's the veins inside the leaves. So it's kind of like, you know, that all the lines that you can see on the top of the leaves. Now we're going to do a few other ones, but they're smaller. So let's do one here and a line in the middle. One here and a line in the middle. Another one here and a line in the middle. Another one here and a line in the middle. And another one here and a line in the middle. Yeah, so they're much easier. Don't worry, don't do the veins and the lines on the top of the leaves, but we just do one line in the middle. Now we're going to do the symbol of the sunflowers done. So we have what we have to do. We just need to color in that. What we're going to do, we're going to do the international symbol for endometriosis, yeah, which is kind of like it's kind of like 2 arms hiding each other, yeah, hugging each other. And it's so nice. That's what I think. Oh, it looks like the hat. Do you know the hat got these long ears? Sometimes you can find this kind of hat, but you can use your imagination. You can think of anything that you want that this shape looks like. For me, it looks like all long platters, is it? Even this one can be. Okay, but let's go. And on the 2 sides, let's start from the left-hand side. I'm going to touch the petal which I can see on my left-hand side of the sunflower. And from here, I'm going to draw a curve. Don't go all the way down, please, yeah? But stop right here. Okay, so I'm going to go on the other side and I'm going to do exactly the same. So, and if you see, I left space in between. Yeah. Now I'm going to repeat the line. I leave space in between, a gap in between. And from here, I curve a bit and I'm going to go all the way up. and it's hiding, of course you won't see the other the rest of the line. I'm going to go on the other side and curve a bit, and I'm going up again. Yes, if you see I got few gaps here, so I can make lines here. Right, now I'm going to do the platters. I'm going to do long, it's what we called trecce in Italian. It don't really look like that, but it reminds me something like this. Okay, let's do the first one on the left. And what I'm doing, I'm going to do a long S shape going all the way down to the bottom of the page. Actually, I'm not going to touch the end. Yep, I'm going to leave 1 or 2 centimeters from the button. Then I'm going to curve in. I'm going to draw another tiny little S. Yeah, or I'm going to draw like a hill. Then I'm going to make another long S, and I'm going to touch the end of the hat. Yeah, the end of the shape, that half moon as well. Yeah, it looks like a half moon. Now I'm going to touch the other half, the other side of the half moon, and I'm going to do a curve, another S shape. I'm stopping here because it's behind. I'm not going to overlap this line, and it disappear and appearing again here. Yeah. I'm going to make a U shape or a C shape, and I'm going to go all the way up. I leave that gap. I'm not going to overlapping that. And I'm going to go on the other side like this. Yes, so our drawing is done, so we can start to coloring. And quickly, if you want to make a plan of your drawing, yeah, you can do it. So I made the plan of my drawing before I start the lesson. That's what you can do as well, yeah, if you don't know exactly what to do, but that's an option. Okay, let's start to coloring now. So what I'm doing, I'm going to get the yellow, the 2 yellowish color that we have to use. So the first one I'm going to use is the dark yellow, and I'm going just around the edges of each petals, yeah. So I'm going to shade the color a little bit, yeah, like this. Make sure that you start to press the pencil, the watercolor pencil, because the watercolor, yeah, a bit harder around the edges, and you're going to start to shade the color in the middle, yeah. And I'm going to go on to do exactly the same around each individual petals. So petali in Italian. I'm going to do the other side as well. Make sure that you press the pencil quite hard around the edges. It has to be quite visible, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm going to go over and over and do all the rest of my petals. And the watercolors, they're really nice, really nice. Make sure you're not coloring the petal, the leaves. Yeah, we're just doing the petals like this. Yeah, I'm going to do that one as well. The watercolors, they're really nice. The effect that we can have when we make an artwork, it's amazing, because you can use them alone without using water, but you can also use water to activate the color. And I'm going to show you the way. I'm going to leave one side without activating the color, and I'm doing the other side using instead water on it. So I show you the both way to coloring. I'm going to do that way as well. Remember, you always need to have sharpening with you, because you always need to make sure that the point of your color it's sharp and pointed. Yeah. So I need to sharpening my pencil a bit. Right, and I'm going back to coloring the edges of my each petal. I love sunflowers because again, remind me when I was little, and I used to live with my family, my parents, in the countryside. Still living there, and I'm quite happy to go now. Because when I was on my when I was teenager, I hate to live in countryside because it was really difficult for me to move around, go in town and see my friends, because I had to ask all the time. I had to ask my parents to bring me there, take me there, and bring me back as well. So it was so difficult. Or I had to ask my friends to give me a lift, which is not, it's not really nice when you try to be independent, yeah. Until I got my it's what we call scooter. Scooter for us is not the one that kids use, but scooter for us is the motorbike. So I had one for my age, and I was super happy, super happy. Now I'm going to do these petals as well. Here I forgot to do the lines in the middle, so I'm going to get my Sharpies and I do it quickly. So 1, 2, 1. Okay, now I'm going to color in the rest of my petals. And yeah, going back to my childhood, when I was little, I loved sunflowers because, I mean, it is a lovely flowers. It makes happiness on you, doesn't it? So I felt really happy every time the sunflowers springed, and the sunflowers with this lovely yellowish color as well that brings you happiness. Yeah, that's true. That's why we love to buy sunflowers, don't we? And it's the colour for the sun as well. So it lives because of the sun, otherwise it can't. Right, that's my last petal. Yeah, so that's the dark yellow that we used. Now we're going to go over using light yellow. Sorry guys, see, it's keep moving my easels. I'm using light yellow, and I'm going to fill in all the white gaps that I left, yeah? So I'm going to fill in all of it. All of it, please, yeah? So keep going. I'm doing that a little bit quicker because of time. But please, you take your time, yeah? Take your time, it's very important. So no rush. Right, I'm going to do these. And this one as well. And this. Oh, I forgot that little one. Sorry. Yep. Right. Okay. Now I'm I put yellow on my little petal here, and here as well. Here. Yeah. So I'm very happy to dedicate actually these lessons to all the women out there, and dedicate this one to myself as well, for all of these women suffering of endometriosis, because sometimes it's living with this condition is really tough. Believe me, it's so difficult, and especially in this period, this time, because if you don't exercise, if you don't move, and if you don't do especially yoga and Pilates, they really help people with this condition, because basically it activates something inside your brain, yeah. So and it just let the pain a little bit less strong, and a little bit less present, because of the movement. But if you stop, if you don't move, the pain just come back, and it's so difficult to manage that, because you can feel pain all over your back and all over. It is a chronic condition, so you really need to be careful. That's why and we're quite lucky, guys, because in Italy people, they can't go out, but we're very lucky because we can. So they allowed us to go to the park and do an exercising, which is amazing, yeah. So please be careful. Please be aware of the distance as well, yeah? So 2 meters of distance between one and another. Right, now we're going to use light brown and dark brown. So I'm going to use the light brown first. And I'm going just around the edges of my sunflower, just a little bit, yeah, not too much, and around the shapes that I made in the middle. So I'm going to do like this, yeah, and like this one as well. And sunflower is the symbol of Van Gogh. So Van Gogh is one of the most important artists and famous artists, so everybody knows Van Gogh. And one of the most famous artwork about Van Gogh is sunflowers, is it? So that's what he loved to do when he went to make, artwork outside. And I'm so pleased of, doing this one today. So I'm dedicating this one to Van Gogh as well. So you might be able to listen to me once I'm saying that I'm dedicating this one to him. Yeah, I'm gonna go over that here as well. Yeah, and here. So if you see, I'm just going around the edges. Yeah, I'm doing this one quickly. Yeah, I'm quite quick because of the time again. But please, you take your time. It's when you do art, taking time. It's very important. Yeah, because that's for you. That's your that's time that you're dedicating to yourself. So I'm sure you got plenty time now because of coronavirus. So you might get bored sometimes, and you might don't know what to do at home. So here it is. So you can start to draw your sunflower. And this one as well. And here. Again, just around the edges and around the lines in the middle. Yeah. Like this. Yep. Like this. And here as well. And here. And here as well. I love brown. I like brown too because it reminds me the ground. And ground is grounding with your feet. That's what you do with yoga and Pilates. It's so important because it brings you back to with your roots through the earth. You start to be in contact with the earth again. Right, we finished with a light brown. We're going to use dark brown now, yeah? And what I'm doing, I'm not going to use dark brown everywhere, but just a little bit on the bottom and on the top, like this. Yeah, and again, here, I'm blending the color a little bit around the edges as well. Yeah, and here too. Make sure you're not overlapping the yellow, the light yellow, yeah, the middle, because otherwise it will look a bit weird and it will make your artwork not stunning. But right, so I'm going to do this one as well, and this one. So I'm carry on to do all the rest of the petals, yeah. And make sure you still your light brown is still visible, yeah. Don't cover all your light brown with dark brown, please, yeah. Because if you use too much dark brown, because it's quite strong. The color is quite strong. It's going to cover all your other colors behind that, hiding. Yeah, I'm going to do this, even here. Yeah. Just a bit here and a bit here as well. If you see, I'm going around just the edges and the line, and I'm still able to see the light yellow, dark yellow, and light brown. Right, now let's move ahead. We used the dark brown. What we have to do, we're going to take the green. We start to do the leaves. Now we're going to use the light green first, yeah? So if you remember, we have light, middle, medium one, and dark. I'm going to place all the light green. I'm going to use the side of my pencil, and I'm going to colour in with light green all inside my lid. The big one, yeah? Actually, you know what? Let's do the big one, and let's move on with all the other ones. Yeah, put light green everywhere on the other ones as well. Yeah, and here too. Yep, that's my last lips. Now I'm going to use another one here. Yeah, so I'm going to use the middle green. And I start to do exactly the same I did before. Yeah, I'm going to go around each shape, each lines, yeah. I hope you can see. Yeah, I'm just going to go around each lines. Not in the middle, but just around the edges and each individual lines that we made. Yeah, like this and like this. I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to colour in just the middle of that, yeah? Just the middle of the rest of the leaves. Just the line in the middle. And here as well. Now, I'm going to place the light green down, the middle green down, and it's time to use the dark green. Be careful with the dark green again, because dark green is exactly the same of when we use the brown, dark brown. So if you don't use it properly, you're going to cover all your other colours at the bottom. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to colour in, yeah, just the edges. Yeah, just a little bit like this, just around here as well, yeah, and on the other side as well. I'm going to colour in the edges of the other side of my leaves. I'm going to colour in each individual edges of each individual lines, yeah, like this, and the top as well. Yeah, I'm going to do exactly the same around the edges of my other leaves. Yeah, and like this as well. Just around the edges, please, yeah? And around the edges of the middle as well. Right, so the leaves are finished. What we do now, we're going to do, before we do the middle, we're going back to that international symbol of endometriosis. And for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my yellow colour back. Yeah. So with the yellow colour, I'm going to, yeah, again, colour in all, I'm going to fill in where it colours all the shape. Top, tiny little gap here. Yep. And I'm doing this one as well. Let me know what, if you're watching my video from everywhere in the world, let me know what the weather is around in your country. So here, it was really sunny today. And carry on with this. It was really sunny today. I mean, this morning, when I went to the park, it was just amazing. Very sunny, very, very warm. But now, it's cloudy, so it's not that sunny anymore. It's not too bad. Not too bad. But it's not, for a few days, you know how the weather looks like in London, isn't it? So, but for a few days we had amazing weather. I'm going to colour in all the rest of my shape here. I know using watercolours is quite difficult because you might feel tired at the end with your hand, your arm, but take your time. Again, take your time. You don't have to do it in one go, in half an hour. You can pause and then come back again on another time. So you don't have to do it all in one go. Right, so I'm going to fill in all the rest of my shape. And please, women out there, so let me know women with these crazy endometriosis. So I'm dedicating this one to all of you. Please let me know, send me a message, let me know what you're doing today, so how you decide to make, you know, these days special. And yeah, if you decide to do my to draw my sunflower, let me know, and post it in on my Facebook page. Leave your comment, anything that you want. Yeah, let me know if you enjoy it. Now is there one more thing, so we have to use dark yellow, and we're going around the edges, just around the edges. Yeah, make sure that I'm going around the edges of my petals as well. Make sure you leave gaps. I'm going to color in a little bit inside that little shape. Yeah, I'm going to go around the edges of this shape too. Yeah, make sure you leave gap in between. Yeah, and I'm going on the other side. So I'm going to start coloring the top and slightly coloring the edges as well. Yeah. Watercolor, they looks nice without activating water, but they looks amazing even if you decide to activate water. That's why I'm showing at the end. I'm going to show you both of the way to do it. Yeah, make sure you press a little bit more your color, so it has to be quite visible. And I'm going to do the other side. So I'm coloring that. Yeah, I'm going to color in this as well. And a bit here, and I'm going to do the other bit. Yeah, please make sure it's visible. Yeah, especially the two sides here, left and right. Cool. Now we have one more things to do. Yeah, if you remember, we had acrylic to use as well, and glue and poppy seed. Oh, sorry. Now, poppy seed and glue, and we have a tiny little bit, we put on the palette a tiny little bit, sorry, I'm going to use the table, a tiny little bit of sandy color and dark brown, not much, just a bit. And what we're going to do, we're going to take a paintbrush, the one that we can use for to glue on our artwork. We're going to get a little bit on a space that we left without anything else. We're going to get a little bit of sandy color, a little bit of dark brown, just a bit of dark brown, yeah? Glue, water, yeah, take a bit more glue, yeah, and poppy seed. And now we're going to put this one just right in the middle. Look how good it is. Yeah, so the fact that you have is all that seeds, the sunflower seeds that you see in inside the flower, isn't it? So let's get more glue. Yeah, more light brown and that brown, and I carry on to do that. I'm going to put more seeds inside there. So we really want to put quite a load of seeds, because if you do not too much, otherwise you won't be able to stick them on. Yeah, but if you put that, the effect that you're going to have is just amazing. I'm going to get a little bit of more sandy color. Just a second, guys. Just 2 seconds, I'm coming back to you. Okay, good. Right. So, I'm going to get more sandy color. Yeah, and I'm going to, yeah, just with sandy color and poppy seed, I'm going around. So if you remember, so before we used dark brown, and I'm going to put more poppy seed on the top of my artwork. Yeah, if you remember, so what we did before, we used dark brown and light brown. So what I'm doing now, I'm just using light sandy color and glue and poppy seed. Yeah, I'm not going to use anything else. And I'm going to do that one. I'm going to put this color around the rest of my sunflower shape. Yeah. So I know it's a bit tricky to stick color and poppy seed on your flower, but if you do it properly, it will look amazing. It will look really nice. Yeah. So really nice. Okay, so this is done. So we have the middle left. Now with the middle, we just use dark brown instead. Dark brown and poppy seed and glue. Yeah, and I'm going to do like this. So if you see, it's stand out, isn't it? Okay, cool. Now all of this is finished. What we have to do, we need to activate the color. Yeah. Before we activate the color, what I want to do, let's get a little bit of brown, dark brown, glue and poppy seed. And we're going to put a tiny bit of brown, dark brown and poppy seed and glue, just a little bit on one side of your artwork, just to create, you know, the effect of darkness on your artwork. Yeah, just a little bit like this. Yeah. And a little tiny bit on the other side. Not much, just a bit, yeah? Cool. Right, now what? Let me just that one a little bit better. Right, cool. Now it's time for, activate the color. Okay, so I'm gonna get, not the paintbrush that I use for the glue, but I'm gonna get my other one here, yeah? And we don't need glue, poppy seed and color anymore. So I start to activate this side, yeah, which is closer to me. I'm gonna start to activate the color on my leaves. So what I need is just water pot. Take water from with your paintbrush from the water pot, tap a bit, yeah, and then you go over it. And if you see, yeah, make sure that you activate, you know, each individual colors, yeah. So if you see, you can start to see the color shining, yeah, a bit better. Make sure you don't mix the color all together, yeah. So make sure that you go step by step. Okay, so the flowers, leaves is done. I'm gonna go over the petals now. I'm gonna go step by step again, just around the edges, yeah? Just around the edges now, and then we do the middle, okay? Just around the edges. Take the water, when you wash the paintbrush, take the water again and tap a bit, and then you go over your other petals, yeah? So these and these, yep. Now, I'm not going to go over and do all the rest, because as I showed you, I'm going to do just maybe these petals at the bottom here. Yeah. Now, I'm going to do the middle. Wash your paintbrush properly, and just start to activate. Make sure you're not going to put, and you're not going to touch the brownish color, because otherwise what happen, your yellow will disappear, will be completely covered with brown. Okay, so I'm going to do this and this one as well. Right, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the one side of my international symbol of endometriosis. And again, I'm going to do, I'm going to wash my paintbrush, get water, tap, and I start to activate the edges first. Yeah, so I'm start to activate my dark orange. Yeah. I'm going to do this one as well. So I'm starting to activate my dark orange first. Wash, and you start to wash your paintbrush, and you start instead to activate the middle. Yeah, please don't blend orange and dark yellow and light yellow together, but do bit by bit. If you see, I'm just start to activate middle light yellow. Cool. Right, now for the background, quickly, I'm going to get my big paintbrush. Yeah, for the background, what we can do, we can get the color that we had before, so the sandy color here, yeah, and we're going to make this color quite watery, yeah, So I'm going to get water like this, yeah, and I start to spread my, I'm going to do one side, so for you to, yeah, if you see it's quite watery, isn't it? It's not too dark. It's kind of like watercolor paint. Yeah, if you see, it's really nice. I'm gonna get more water. Yeah, and I can make maybe, oops, sorry, it's dripping a bit. Maybe the bottom can be a little bit darker than the top. Yeah, I'm gonna do exactly the same on the other side. Yeah, so like this and like this. So I'm going to show you just one side for you to decide, you know, how you would like to do it. So you have the choice. I'm just going to do a little bit here as well. So you have the choice. So you can do the background, or you can leave the background to be white. So your flower is going to standing up anyway. Right, so for today the lesson is finished. I wish to all my women's out there to have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Please be safe, stay safe at home, but take care of yourself, especially in this this period of time, which is, it must be very difficult for us with specific chronic condition like endometriosis. So I enjoy my lessons and I hope you did. Please share my link, and at the bottom of my video you can see all my information. So once you've done your artwork, or if you want to leave any comment, please go on my Facebook page and you can do it. Right, have a good day. Mwah. Big kiss. Ciao e grazie mille per avermi visto. Bye, see you soon.